Hey everyone, thanks for coming back. It is a beautiful Friday here in Waverly, Pennsylvania. Really excited about all the work I've been doing the last couple weeks. I guess this would be technically the end of the second week that I've been doing this. So I definitely feel like I've been accomplishing a lot of stuff. And it just feels like this all day thing. So real quick, I'll just go through some of the stuff that I've been working through the last 2 days since the last podcast I did was 2 days ago. So since then, I met with the Small Business Development Center downtown. So that's been, it'll be an interesting experience. I mean, I don't really know everything that they offer. Really, I'm going there for more of the business plan type stuff. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what they can offer. I'm kind of pushing that angle just to see if there is something that they can offer me. As a veteran, I feel like there's some stuff that I may have the opportunity to take advantage of, but I don't really know what those are. So anyways, I've been working on my business plan. It's pretty cool that Small Business Administration, if you go to sba.gov, they have a pretty cool module thing that'll take you through and ask you questions, and you fill everything out, and then it compiles it. And I will make sure to post my finished business plan at some point once it's done. I think for me, while I am able to talk about the concept, the Veloci concept, it is still somewhat scattered, and it's difficult to explain to people what the whole concept is. Not just bike shop, not just web zine, not just coaching, everything, And I don't know if I've mentioned yet that the intention is to have a coffee shop in the brick and mortar location as well. So that's kind of hard to explain to someone. So is it a separate cafe? Is it a different cost center? How does it all work together? And ultimately what I've come up with is I am trying to sell cycling culture. That's my product. I'm trying to sell cycling culture. And that's where the coaching comes in. That's where the products come in. That's where the online blog comes in. And that's where the coffee comes in. I know it sounds like a far cry, but really it's like the whole package. So I think the business plan is helping me tailor my language and my vocabulary towards what my end goal is. And it's kind of forcing me to do that. It's kind of like school. So anyways, that's kind of cool. And I will keep you posted on how that process is going. Let's see. Woke up and I've been watching. So I'm going through some Shimano training certification processes, which is awesome. I personally ride SRAM on a couple of my bikes. I love SRAM, but Shimano, like you can't discount Shimano. I mean, they're like the biggest cycling component brand. So, and their training is phenomenal. So I'm going through that. Hopefully I'll pick up a certification or two that'll transfer over to the Bike Works brick and mortar, which will be pretty awesome. Certifications, it's one of those things that you kind of need them. You don't really need them, but people like to see them. And I think it's an important part of the development process is just going through some of that stuff. And I'm learning a ton. So that's awesome. So basically I wake up in the morning, I'll grab some coffee, and it's kind of like this nice way to wake up. So I'll do like 2 or 3 of these 5 to 10 minute videos and take the quizzes and get the credit for it. Because at 6:30 in the morning, I'm just not able to think creatively or anything like that. I kind of have to wake up. So it's kind of cool. It like gets my mind going in a guided way. So someone else is kind of like guiding me through that process, the Shimano videos. So been doing that. I did that yesterday morning and this morning. Social media scheduling. So I use CoSchedule, which is pretty helpful. It basically allows me, especially platforms like Twitter, like I try to be on there as much as I can, but you can't be there all the time. And I want to be sharing content with people, on their time, not just on my time. So I'm sharing on my own, like live, but I'm also, I want to schedule so that I can share when they're going to be on. So anyways, I try to schedule several of those posts a day, whether it be Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., and Instagram. And I'm trying to do a little bit more Instagram. I'm trying to do some more like meme style designs as well. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, SBA registration, there's actually like a registration process for the SBDC, the development center that I went through. So again, I'll keep you updated on how that goes. yesterday I actually raced, and I actually got first place in this Cat 4-5 race, which is awesome. It was like a training race, but cool nonetheless. And it brought up an interesting situation because I was like, first of all, now that I'm not working full time, I just feel even more busy because I'm able to dedicate, like, all of my time is for Veloci. And so I want to spend all my time on Veloci. So all day long yesterday, I'm like trying to do stuff, and I still haven't finished editing our first Veloci race review where we kind of walk through a race, which I think those are going to be pretty cool. So I'm like, I want to do that, but this race is on Thursday, and Pat wanted to go down there. Good for training. And honestly, like when I did this, like I kind of like committed to trying to race every opportunity, trying to be out there and do group rides on every opportunity. I think there's a physical component, there's a relational component, developing relationships with people and networking. So anyways, I'm glad I went down there. Chip Beresny's the race promoter, and it was great to see a lot of those guys down in Trexlertown. Glenn Davis, one of the officials, he's always out there. Good to see him, and good to just kind of keep that community, to try to stay a part of that community. So it was good. And Pat and we actually had some pretty solid brainstorming sessions last night on ideas for Veloci. Some of the things. So first of all, I don't know if I've talked about the challenges yet. So the intention is to start doing these monthly challenges. So the first challenge that I'm going to be doing is going to be something like 10 for 10. So it's going to be 10 hours a week for the month of October, which is 10. And people will sign up for it, and there'll be different caveats, like you have to post, your rides and stuff on Strava and hashtag it on Facebook or something like that. But then at the end, if you actually complete the challenge and you do 10 hours a week for every week in October, there's going to be some sort of gift certificate or gift card that you get. So that's going to be sweet. We've been, kind of thinking through that. And then also we had this idea for digital bike troubleshooting. So the idea is to have some time slots every day where people can sign up for it. And if it's like your derailleur's not shifting as quickly as you want it to, you sign up and it's totally free, and you get a 15-minute slot, and we just sort of like do the FaceTime Skype thing and walk you through what you can do to try to troubleshoot your bike. It's a cool way to prevent you from having to spend however much money it's going to cost you, to get it done professionally. I want to open up a bike store, but I'm not trying to charge people for stuff that they can do on their own, or that they want to do on their own. If you just spent 30 minutes trying to fix your bike and you still can't do it, like maybe it's just this little tip or trick that you need to be shown. And then if that's not it, maybe you do need to bring it in and spend $30 or whatever it's going to cost to get it fixed. Like that happens. So anyways, just a really cool idea, and I would credit Pat with that. Today, wrapping up a bunch of LVRT stuff, doing a lot of just general housekeeping, paperwork, administration stuff. LVRT is obviously a separate organization, but trying to sell cycling culture, that being our product. LVRT is a huge component of that. Obviously, Veloci is a sponsor of the team, and I'm the director of the team. And the success of that team is very related to the success of cycling in the area, I think. Building a more competitive, positive, professional cycling culture, getting people to feel more comfortable doing group rides together, all that stuff. So spent some time doing that. One thing that I'm going to be pushing over the next couple weeks is trying to reach out to some of my friends and contacts out in other regions. I have this idea for Veloci Logic. I really want to regionalize it. And so the idea is that so I can write and do race reviews and stuff for races in my region, but I can't really do that for races in Albuquerque or in Florida or wherever. So the idea would be to outsource some of that to someone who maybe wants to continue to develop their cycling community and make their local community famous by writing articles, blog posts, video, whatever it might be, and being able to use my platform, Veloci Logic, and so it's kind of a Veloci Logic is supporting the local scene, But the local scene is also sort of promoting Veloci Logic by driving traffic and all that stuff. Then the other thing is Veloci Logic, I'm going to be also doing a number of other blog posts that are not regional specific. So it's sort of like ancillary to the regional news that I think also provides value to people who may be interested. So the idea would be if there's someone, let's say in Albuquerque, that wants to be promoting cycling in their area, they would be able to write articles and post it on Veloci Logic. And then all those people that are on there, they're also going to benefit from not just that regional content, but the universal content and anything else that's posted on there. So, and I think I would like Veloci Logic podcast to be sort of universal as well. I'm not really sure how that's going to be. So as you can tell, I'm a lot more focused right now on the audience building and the growing of the brand than I am on sales. When I first started this, I was like totally sales focused, and I don't know. I think that's good and bad. You know, it's hard to make sales when you don't have an audience. And I don't really know. I mean, in some ways, I think it is my weak spot is I'm not bringing in like solid funds right now, dependable funds, as small as they may be. The events that we were doing, we're bringing in like $50 to $100 each day that we were doing it, which is minimal. It's very small, not making money, but it's enough to be able to say like, hey, well, we are bringing in cash, and one is better than zero. So anyways, that's going to be a blind spot that I'm going to be looking at over the next couple of weeks. And I'm hoping that the challenges will start as traffic is driven to these sites. The idea is then we can market products to them. And also like it's hard to sell physical products in an omni-channel environment when you don't have a brick and mortar store. So anywho, that is most of the stuff that's going on in my entrepreneurial life right now. We have a whiteboard that I have up here, which if you know me, you know I love whiteboards. It's like my bread and butter. I could just draw on whiteboards all day long. So I'm sure I'll be using that for some brainstorming. I'm really into value, vision, and mission. So the intention would be to really solidify some of those going forward as we develop the brand culture. Got some extra hooks up in the garage. You know, I've only been here for a couple of weeks, so we're still developing it. I believe that is about it. So I will make sure to update everyone tomorrow. I'm racing all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So my buddy let me borrow these tubulars to put on this cross bike back here. So it'll be my first time racing tubes. So we'll see or tubs, whatever they call them. So we'll see how that goes. And I believe that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.